if you can take one thing away from all of this, is that it's okay to take your time. You don't have to be a freaking like 5 months like pass the test all in one window, whatnot. You don't have to be a genius. It's okay to take your time. Hey guys, welcome back, and today we're going to talk about my CPA journey, as everyone else calls it. If you're looking for like a quick, like, oh yeah, I passed in like 3 months, or how I passed them all in one window, go somewhere else, because it took me like a year and some months to get it in. And if you want to include the 2 failed starts that I had, it took me roughly like 2 years. No, wait. It took me like 3 years to get it, if you include the failed starts. So I graduated in late 2018, December 2018. So basically 2019, I graduated with my 150 credits. And then I went to work for, I think first I was a APAR clerk. Then I moved up to a bookkeeping firm or something like that. And at that time, I was commuting like an hour each way. So I would like wake up at like 7 something, hop on a train, blah, blah, blah. By the time I got back home, it was like 7 and I was dead tired. And I tried to study Rogers CPA, it was called at the time, paid for my own course. So I tried to study on a little phone and, on a train and all that stuff, and it didn't really work out. I actually did 2 times. I booked a FAR test. I paid for it with my own money. But then I think I fucking chickened out, because I never exactly went to those 2 tests. Looking back, very embarrassed for myself. Don't know why I'm sharing this with you guys, but for people who need motivation, as long as you show up, then you're doing better than me. Yeah, just don't be discouraged. Don't be demotivated. If you show up, then you're doing a lot better than I am. Yeah. All right. So that's the first 2 times. 2019. Booked the FAR, never showed up, chickened out. Booked the second FAR, didn't show up to that one either, because I'm a punk ass kid. I don't. Yeah. At the time, back then, I was a punk ass kid, I guess, or anxiety or something got the better of me, and I didn't go. All right. Okay, so after that, I found a new job, because the commute and all that stuff, plus the pandemic and everything, that was just too much. So I tried to start studying again during the pandemic. Sorry, and that, like, I think like my mental health just wasn't like in it at the time, because I just wasn't really feeling it anymore with all the constant like pandemic news and all that stuff. And I was like in New York City, so yeah, we had like the lockdowns and whatnot. Every day I was just like worried about everything else besides the CPA test. So I kind of missed that opportunity. It was like I was just locked away at home and stuff, so I missed that opportunity to really study for the test. So official restart, rebirth of my taking the CPA exams was actually somewhere in September 2022. My 3rd time at FAR, my first time actually sitting, and I failed. I think I actually went on my birthday week, which is sometime September. I'm not gonna tell you guys, but I went because I kept pushing it back, and then the window was gonna close on me. So I just finally pulled the trigger and I went, and I failed with like a 65. Yeah, that was failed in September 22 with a 65. 3rd time failing, because the first 2 times I didn't go. I was crushed, but I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm locked in. I'm gonna do this. I was like, bam. So I was watching all those motivational videos on YouTube. I was like David Goggins and like Rocky Balboa, whatever. I was hyping myself up, locked in. I was gonna study. So this time I was like, what? This is my 3rd time doing FAR. I'm gonna go completely off route. I'm gonna go study for Beck, which is, rest in peace. Beck, which was one of the easier chapters or modules or tests, whatever it's called. I started studying for Beck, and it was 8 chapters on Roger, It was a lot easier. Thinking like I had to memorize like sad pure dads and all that stuff, and it made a lot more sense to me because that was like the accounting. I was taking more courses in college versus FAR and stuff. It was just a lot less material, and all that made more sense to me. And I passed. I passed. Yay! I passed back. I think somewhere in December of 2023, 22, 23, that area. So I passed that test with an 83, and now I'm like, I spent like a month and a half studying for this, so I'm not gonna let this credit expire. So that now was really committed. So the next test I studied for was odd because don't know why I studied for odd. Why I picked odd. I probably read like a Reddit post and they were like, go odd next or something. So I studied for odd, and lo and behold, I failed again. Maybe this wasn't meant to be. Maybe I just sucked. Maybe I'm not a good accountant. Don't know. But, this is like Rocky round 2. You gotta pick yourself up, when you get knocked out. So I went back, and stupid me, I switched back to FAR. And I started studying for that. Looking back, if you fail a test, you should probably just retake the same test. Yeah, but I was not that smart. Maybe that's why I'm in accounting. Yeah, not saying you guys aren't smart. You guys are probably smarter than me, but I wasn't that smart at the time. I also got COVID. That maybe reduced some IQ points off the top. All right, so took FAR, failed that too. This is like my fourth time failing FAR. Freaking test. I trusted you guys, not you guys in particular. I trusted the Reddit people. They were like focused on government. I went in, there was no government questions. So I was like, well, fuck me, right? I think I was pretty bummed out for a while, but I was locked in. Like those motivational videos, they really help. I was just locked in. However dumb or smart I was gonna freaking pass this thing. So I took odd again. I studied for odd. I think I got really close the first time. I got like a 74. So I was kind of pissed. So I was like, I'm gonna get that extra 1 point. So I reviewed everything. I was freaking going over controlled tests, SOX reports, SOX 1, SOX 2, SOX 2, part 2 or some shit, external, internal, like Tippy Canoe and all that. I was memorizing everything, and I was just like, I remember I hand wrote opinion reports. I think that's what got me the extra points, because I was like, so what was working for me in college was I used to be like a big like handwritten on paper, pen on paper. Everyone was tappity on their laptop, so I was pen on paper. That's what really wires my mental to get the stuff down. Pushing that pen on paper. I still have the notebooks here somewhere. Yeah, I don't really have the odd ones, because I subsequently just burned the fucking books after I passed. Just kidding, I didn't burn them. I just threw them out. But this has a lot more blank pages left. I don't know if you can see, but I was pushing pen on paper. I was just like, yeah, individual. This is for reg, so. Yeah, but yeah, I took that idea and I pushed it to the other tests, which I passed. Because, yeah, it's good stuff. But I was pushing pen on paper, wrote down opinions, disclaimer opinions, how to do reviews and attestations. Yeah, I did all that, passed with like a 78, whatever. 75, got my credit, pass odd. And I think right here, that's when all that work that I did previously, it started adding up, and I passed FAR, which was like a huge momentous thing for me. I bet my siblings like $200 that if I passed FAR this time, that I'll give them $200. So if I pass FAR, I'll give them. So I was betting against myself, so I'll feel a bit better if I didn't pass. If I didn't pass, then I'll have to pay my siblings like $200. But I did pass, and I gave them $200. But yeah, whatever. I was really happy that day. I was like, whatever, man. Here, take your money. You know, I went like, I went out to eat with my girlfriend, and yeah, still really happy. Fourth time. Took me 4 times to pass FAR. Wait, was it 5 times? The first 2 didn't count, and that one time, it was kind of like a bit like in disbelief that I finally passed FAR. It was a beast. I think 2024, you guys have it easier, but I'm not gonna put it against you guys. I'm not gonna be like, oh, well, back in my day, you know. Like, so after that, but reg was like a whole new thing. It's like, here's a whole bunch of rules, memorize them, memorize how to do the calculations for those rules, and I was like, what? But I think the meat grinder that FAR was kind of prepared me for reg. So I passed reg on the first time with like a 76, and throughout this whole thing, it took me like roughly like a year and some months to pass all of them. When I passed it, I was like freaking ecstatic. I just, for like a month or 2 after that, I just chilled and, you know, relaxed, like video games, and, you know, ate whatever I want. That's probably why I'm a bit chubby. But but yeah, I was ecstatic. You know, it was like a huge like burden just been lifted off your shoulders. You don't have to think about work. I squeezed in secret MCQ sessions during work, and I was like, you know, during month end you can't study, so you have to push it all to the weekends. Let me know if you guys wanted like another video about that, or if you guys want another video about like diving deeper into my exact like study strategies and whatnot. Peace.